John Citizen takes his responsibilities seriously. He remembers the result in other lands where the sacred privilege of voting was lost. He exercises his precious right to vote. Upon him rests a great responsibility. Yes, and upon you. So keep informed. Read your papers, watch and listen to election broadcasts. Discuss the issues with your friends. Make sure your name is on the voters' lists. Most important of all, on Election Day, vote as you like, but vote.
Signs of democracy. We would all agree that democracy includes government by majority. Let's see if we can, each one of us, sharpen up our own ideas of democracy. Many students agree that two important signs of democracy are shared respect and shared power. Let's take shared respect first. Sharing respect means that each shares the respect of all. And there is shared respect if various groups in the community recognize each other's right to hold different faiths and opinions.
I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I come here to urge every person under the sound of my voice to go to the polls and vote your convictions. If we are of voting age and if we are registered, to participate in that decision. You know who to vote for. I'm just asking you to vote.
Equal opportunity for all citizens to develop useful skills is one basis for rating a community on a respect scale. The equally important opportunity to put skills to use is a further test on a respect scale. A community is low on a respect scale if common courtesy is withheld from large groups of people on account of their political attitudes. If people are rude to others because they think their wealth and position gives them that right. As a community moves towards despotism, respect is restricted to fewer people. A careful observer can use a respect scale to find how many citizens get an even break. And now let's see how we spot the second of the two signs of democracy, shared power. More specifically, you can say that power is shared wherever regular popular elections are authorized and are actually held. There is shared power wherever people actually get out voluntarily and vote, and if they can vote without interference or pressure from anybody.
The following is a pre-recorded, paid political announcement.
Americans have a heritage of the vote no other nation on earth can match, because in the modern world, we were the first to build a working system of government on the foundation of the vote.
Communities which concentrate decision-making in a few hands rate low on a power scale. If the citizens can vote only the way they're told, a community approaches despotism. The two most important signs of democracy, then, are shared respect and shared power. They, in turn, depend on many conditions. Let's consider two of these conditions: economic balance and enlightenment. Economic balance means that the community contains a large middle-income group.
A relationship between economic balance and democracy has been noted and reported for centuries by students of society. Aristotle said that a government made up of middle-income people has the best chance to be democratic. That was 2,000 years ago in Greece.
If a community's economic distribution becomes slanted, its middle-income groups grow smaller, and despotism stands a better chance to gain a foothold. Another important condition for democracy is enlightenment, making information available to citizens and giving them the skill with which to judge it. The newspapers of a real democracy meet these tests: balanced presentation of news, disclosure of source, competence of the staff.
That's right. I mean the responsibility of a free press and other forms of communication like the radio and the movies to enlighten the people into democracy.
A community rates low on an information scale when the press, radio, and other channels of communication are controlled by only a few people, and when citizens accept what they are told.
Young people cannot be trusted to form their own opinions. This business about open-mindedness is nonsense. It's a waste of time trying to teach students to think for themselves. It's our job to tell them.
These children are being taught to accept uncritically whatever they're told. Questions are not encouraged.
How can you ask such a question? Have you got a textbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it say here that our law courts are always just?
Yes, ma'am.
Then how dare you question the fact?
In communities of this kind, despotism stands a good chance.
The best defense against enemy propaganda is truth.
When we examine any democratic community, we find that we can separate out two distinct signs of democracy: shared respect and shared power. They, in turn, depend on at least two conditions in the community: economic balance and enlightenment. The more economic balance and enlightenment, the more shared respect and shared power. By working hard at it, the citizens of any community can achieve democracy.
What does e pluribus unum mean?
That's the American idea. We give our best, each of us. We get back the best that everybody has to offer. That's freedom and democracy. That's what e pluribus unum means. E pluribus unum. Out of many, one.
From democracy to despotism.
The extremists teach hate and distrust of the government and attack Washington as if it were a foreign power, an enemy to be defeated, rather than an instrument for the welfare of all of us. If successful register and vote campaigns were necessary in the past, they are indispensable today. If an alert, informed electorate was desirable in the past, it is a burning need today. And the survival of democracy is at stake.
What sort of community do you live in? Where would you place it on a democracy-despotism scale? To find out, you can rate it on a respect scale and a power scale. And to find out what way it is likely to go in the future, you can rate it on economic distribution and information scales. The lower your community rates on economic distribution and information scales, the lower it is likely to rate on respect and power scales, and thus to approach despotism.